That you're anti-war and anti this perpetual war that the U.S. seems to always be in. I'm concerned as a Palestinian American because there's also been a perpetual occupation that has been going on for 50 plus years in the West Bank. Along with that, President Trump has been basically part of Netanyahu's Likud party with the sort of policies that he's taken into action, such as moving the embassy to Jerusalem and just yesterday proclaiming that the Golan Heights is Israeli territory. So I kind of have a three-part question for you. As President of the United States, do you pledge to restore funding to UNRWA, the United Nations Human Aid Development Fund for Palestinian refugees?
Yes.
Great. Do you also pledge to protect the free speech rights of Americans who support the boycott, divest, and sanctions movement, which has been under attack bipartisanly, Republicans and Democrats?
Yes.
Thank you for that. And it's also great to hear you call out our allies, most notably Saudi Arabia. You called Trump Saudi Arabia's bitch, which I would 100% agree with. Do you pledge as President of the United States to hold Israel accountable? Just this month, the UN released a report that stated that Israel has committed war crimes in killing children, journalists, and medics at the border in the Gaza Strip. Would you, as President of the United States, hold our ally Israel accountable for human rights violations and violations of international law?
Yes, we need to look at, the question is how. How do you carry through on that accountability? I think we need to look at the facts of how the actions that have been taken, unfortunately on many levels, both by the current Israeli government as well as the Trump administration, have taken us farther and farther away from the possibility of peace and security and stability, both for Israel as well as Palestine. Our role here in the United States, I think, is to see how we can provide that leadership to help bring back and reshape the landscape for that path towards peace. Ultimately, that's the objective I think that we all share, and recognizing that every person, whether you're Palestinian or Israeli, should have that opportunity, should be treated with that same sense of equality, should have that ability to live in peace and security in their own homes and on their own land. Throughout my time in Congress, I have a strong record of speaking out against these furthering of the settlements and throwing Palestinians out of their home, the illegal settlements that continue to expand, being pushed forward by Israel. These kinds of policies are destructive at a basic level, but they further take us away from that place where the Israeli people and the Palestinian people can determine the best conditions for peace. This isn't something that the United States or any other country can seek to impose. It has to come from the people there. There are shared interests that the United States has with Israel. There are differences that we have with policies with Israel. We've got to be able to work out our differences there and see how can we best provide those conditions for peace. Thank you.